exploration. But not now.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Oh.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Hey, it's Otto, and welcome back to the channel. So it looks like you were smart enough to pick up a copy of Remnant from the Ashes, and may be looking for a few tips and tricks to help you get started. Or you may have already started, and may be having a few issues along the way. So I'd like to go over a few basic things that have helped me succeed with the game, first go through, and it has proven great success the second playthrough. To start off with the first tip, I highly recommend saving at least 4 or 5 talent points. You're going to acquire a lot going through the game, and you don't want to put too many points into the ones that you're limited to in the beginning, because you may acquire a few that you might like later on, or may benefit what you're striving for as far as a quote-unquote build later down the road. So it's a good idea to save just a few points in case that happens. For the second tip, I'd like to stress a big mechanic that is huge in a lot of Dark Souls-like games, or Souls-like games, is rolling into your target. As you see, my friend just rolled into his attack, and in 3, 2, 1, boom, he does it again. This is very great way to dodge heavy attacks or certain attacks on certain bosses, so don't forget about that. The third tip I'd like to go over will be paying attention to mechanics and patterns. A lot of the bosses are going to have certain patterns and certain mechanics that work in certain ways. It's important that you pay attention to these things, because there's going to be a few bosses that are going to give you a hard time. It's important to pay attention to how you're dying. Ask yourself, how did that happen? What was the boss doing when I died? Going into number 4, stacking consumables. This is a big thing in this game. I see people running around with none or 1 or 2, and in this content feed I was pretty low, but I always try to strive for about 10 each. It's not that expensive, and the currency's not that rare, so don't be afraid to spend a little coin. Going into number 5, don't be afraid to play with others. Don't be afraid to play the game. The game has a co-op mechanic. It's meant to be played with others as well as by yourself, but don't be afraid to play with other people, because they can provide a new experience for you, not only playing with another person, but as well as running into new bosses and seeing how much variety this game has to offer. They say that it offers a lot, so test it out, test the boundaries out. Going into 6, I'd say have an idea of what you want as far as build goes. Like, do you want to stack on a lot of health and be able to reload quickly because you have a shotgun or a pistol? Like, do you want to be a little tanky, or do you want to have a decent balance of health but want to focus more on like crit shot and crit chance and reload speed, and use sniper rifles and say an SMG or something like that, and to really stack up on that damage potential? Just keep things like that in mind when you're putting your points into your talents. It can play a big factor later on down the road. Getting on to number 7, don't be afraid to explore. I have found quite a few items exploring, and let me tell you, it's been well worth it. The game's not that big, unfortunately. I wish it was a little bigger as far as map and exploration wise goes, but overall, the areas you can explore, there are some secrets and Easter eggs to find. So, brushing up on your detective skills, ladies and gentlemen. Getting into number 8, talk to NPCs, y'all. This is highly important. You will not believe what you can acquire talking to NPCs. You can potentially get things. You can learn stuff about the story, the backstory of the story in a way, and talking to NPCs can offer a lot. It's not that amazing, but there is potential for things there, so don't sleep on that as well. It's a big thing in this game. The lore, a lot of the lore and the story to this game comes from the NPCs and from exploring and reading those diaries and pages and journals that you find. So read those things. It brings life to the game. I promise you, it's well worth the time. Moving on to tip 9. Unfortunately, I don't remember her saying her name, and the game doesn't provide a name above the NPCs. But if you are looking at the actual crystal, the teleport crystal, it's the doorway on the left. Go straight through. She's straight ahead. That vendor right there actually offers materials: iron, forged iron, and one other thing. I can't remember the name of it. But again, these things provide a crucial role in upgrading and purchasing your weapons. It's a good idea to buy some of those things from her, but don't spend too much money. You do need to save a little bit of your funds for upgrading and other things like that. So keep that in mind. And the last tip that I have is, again, we're going back to consumables. And guess what? NPCs. Yow! Some NPCs or vendors offer buffs. For example, there's a guy in a plane, an older gentleman in a plane that you run across, and after talking to him, side note, listen to his stories, all of them. If you talk to him, he will offer you a shop, things that you can buy, and you can buy a stew or soup from him. And this actually boosts, I believe it's your stamina or your health. Don't quote me on this. I used it once and kept on rolling with the game. I never went back. Just because I found a lot of other good things and, just was enjoying the game and didn't really have trouble to where I needed it. But those things are beneficial and can help you out if you are having a tough time or if you're just getting started and, well, you're limited on everything, right? So hope y'all have enjoyed this video. Hopefully a few of these tips and tricks have helped you out. Well, I wouldn't really say tricks, mostly tips. But, tips and tricks just sounds cool, right? Anyways, don't forget to smash that like button. Drop a comment down below what you think. And don't forget to subscribe for future content. If you've watched this whole entire video, I want y'all to spam Kool-Aid Man down in the comments. Kool-Aid Man. Oh, yeah. Let me see those dedicated viewers.